going to talk completely something different. I think that basically what NACA, or as a company, we are trying to see different trends in the MVNO business. And we are 100% sure that we think that the financial services are something that has to come, or is coming anyway, in the industry. So initially we will talk about the NACA's vision about this. Of course, I need to share with you what does it mean, the NACA identity, multi-identity. Of course, we will also talk about what NACA offers in the telco area, and we'll talk if a phone is really just a phone. Obviously not. What happened in those post-mature MVNO markets? Are they stagnated? What's going on there? We will talk about what is the access banking services trend from the last years. We will show you a market case, so we see probably the relationship about mobiles and financial services come good together. We talk about the service convergence from NACA in these two different markets, and of course how telestacks somehow help us to get this in the ecosystem. So NACA's vision. Our vision is basically to assist market trends that is gaining during this assistance the know-how in order to build other services on top services. So basically we can set the simple scenario. We have a mobile business. We just have also now the financial services. We study both of it. We develop each independently, and now we found there are a lot of similarities and a lot of benefits that is bringing to each other. So we think that the mobile service provider, by definition, has a lot of experience in the international market. So basically, we are, as a roaming providers, we already giving international view to customers. So I guess it's pretty easy. So, of course, based on this, NACA develops a multi-identity solution, which one single point, which is the subscriber, which at the end, banks are normally the subscriber's bank account at the end. So we centric the platform for that. And of course, this multi-identity by nature could extend the financial services. So what is multi-identity? For us, identity means what the attached network or other people sees you in the network. So the subscriber has a SIM card, has an IMSI or multiple IMSIs, multiple MSIs at the end. The IMSI is how the network recognizes if it belongs to the local country or is roaming, national roaming, etc. And MSIs at the end normally is typically what we are showing our customers. Hey, call my number. If you see 34 in front, probably is Spanish number. Oh, you see 44, UK number. So thanks to this multi-identity, we could offer our customers a different varieties of niches and market cases. Ethnical, of course. Local visibility, for example, is simple as Germans. They go to Spain for vacations, and some of them spend a lot of time in Spain, and at some point they need a Spanish number. Not only his German number, but he also needs a Spanish number. So when he's in Spain, he can talk to his friends in Spain to call, and if he's in Germany, to call in Germany. And we also specialize in immigration border solutions, which basically Mexico and US. There are almost more than 4 million last year Mexicans crossed the border to the United States and vice versa. And how we achieve this multi-identity? We do the onion approach. Basically, we created a global entity, which is global IMSI, which basically has more than 170 countries roaming support. We built below that specific IMSIs that are specialized in different continents. Asia, in case of Europe, is easy because at the end, in Europe, we are regulated. So if you get one European IMSI, you can get the benefit of this regulation, nice stuff. And in the next year, we built also America as a continent. And of course, because we have this multi-identity and the platform supports this multi-identity, we are able also to create a federation of different countries associated to the network, which the customer can choose almost on the fly which country or which identity he wants to be there. So, what NACA can offer in the telco area? Well, first of all, NACA is a B2B management service company. We do not have our own mobile brand. We are not a brand like T-Mobile or AT&T. We're just a company behind. We are focused on technology. We are focused on following the trends, listening to our customers, what's going on in the market, and we try to follow it. So, as I say here, who else knows better our customers about the local market or what he's going to achieve or target? And that's why we build an out-of-the-box solution basically on resellers MVNO. The customer, in 3 days, he can build an MVNO in our platform. And thanks to this reseller MVNO platform, of course, he can benefit of the multi-identity by extension. And of course, we're going to offer LTE services, but also we are focusing on other kind of areas which are now trendy, like OTT services. We provide voice over IP services. We provide financial services, but we also provide apps for monitoring the MVNOs, what's going on his platform. Like how many customers has been active, how many revenue, how many top-ups has been done in a specific time, just from the mobile. Doesn't need to go to the web page and do complex data analysis. And we just build now Internet of Things service. Basically with our point of sales, we have a customer, we have a point of sales, and we give them now the possibility to manage the SIM card behavior. So basically, if you're in a poor area that has a poor coverage, but for example, we have 3 different IMSIs with 3 different identities, we can say which one has better coverage. So he can do directly from the web page or from the app, change this SIM card or this SIM card on the different point of sale to be in a different network. It helps basically to match if the customer wants to have quality or wants to have pricing, or a mix of both of it. And special mention of our proximity service, which is a service that we built almost from scratch, which basically gives MNOs, new MVNOs, and new MVNOs who doesn't have any experience or no exposed to the roaming world, which has to do bilateral agreement 1 by 1. With this proximity service, we gave them the possibility to be his unique, or not unique, single IMSI platform to take benefit of this multi-identity, multi-IMSI, multi-MSSDN platform with our proximity service. We call it proximity because we try to get the word is proximate to the service itself. So, is a mobile just a phone? I don't think so, no? I guess we are in a smartphone area. There's a lot of features and mechanisms. Even the regulators are now creating new standards to follow this trend of the smartphones. And even the producers, like Apple, is creating services embedded in the whole mobiles, the Apple Pay, for example. And how we know that? Because according to the GSMA Global Economy Report from 2015, we can see that in 2020, the adoption from smartphones is going to be 65%. So 65% of the world population will have smartphones. So, post-mature MVNO market stagnation. For sure, the rise of new MVNOs in the market, a specific market niche, and create different favors. Of course, it produced a massive saturation of prices. Because at the end, the end customer is completely lost. If I go here, I can call cheap, but it costs very expensive to make local calls. If I do this and that and that. And the funny thing, if you can see that most of the common value proposition of all the MVNOs are based on price. How we know that? Easily. Operators now are catching up, basically this. And what they're doing is basically listening what the MVNOs are doing, which one are the best ones, and try to adopt it. And you can see basically, for example, the French regulator just announced that in March 2015, there were 7.2 million subscribers in MVNOs, which is much less than last year. So, how we can reduce the churn rate? It's so dynamic. They come a new MVNO, new business, etc. How? We have to invent something. We cannot do best pricing. At the end, we cannot undersell our buying price. So maybe we should come now to value-added services, or should we mix, or should we specialize, like LTE and branch, just doing only LTE service and forget about the rest? Or maybe it's time to mix things together, not only specialize in one single thing. Maybe a new business service. Why not the financial services? For now, banks and the mobile sector are always fighting each other. It is true. They're always like fighting to each other, not willing to give any of the service as a value-added service or not. NACA, we have both things that we have both of it now. We are trying to achieve that mobile and finance works together at the end and bring a common value with a single entry point. So, this is the reality, my friend. The Federal Reserve 2015 says clearly that for the last 4 years, online banking and mobile banking usage are increasing, which regular branch banking is going to be, at some point will be, okay, I need to go for any reason because paperwork, etc. But the reality is, guys, it's online. We are virtual. We are going for the e-banking. Even the banks know that. It knows that basically because they are starting to spread what is called RTC, not RTC in terms of communication, is real-time clearance, which is what offers all the customers. When you're doing the web page and do the transfer, you want that the transfer is done that day, that moment, not the next day. And the funny thing is, the mobile industry has a lot of experience in real-time systems. I mean, for more than 3 decades, we are implementing prepaid systems. So why not all this experience in security and challenges that are around implementing real-time help the mobile operators, help the mobile business with the financial services to say, hey, I have 3 decades in real time. I know how does it mean this real-time clearance. We are very familiar with online charging system, OCS. So again, shake the hand, not the pulse. So, give you some example how we can do this mobile and finance services, retail services. Example, Bangladesh and UAE. Probably you will know that this little country, in red, are moving workers to UAE for working over there. And we're talking about 1.1 million only in 2013, according to the United Nations. 1.1 million move from Bangladesh to UAE for work. And guess what? The World Bank estimated that in 2013, it's an estimation, it doesn't know that 14 billion US dollars were moved back from UAE to Bangladesh for the families. So if we are mixing this 40 million finance to the fact that 1.1 million in UAE needs to communicate with the family and adopt somehow not only the pricing itself, but the identity of being UAE plus being the identity of Bangladesh, because the family at the end will call the Bangladesh number. It will not going to call the UAE number. So it's already there. That's the facts. There are many different cases like that. That's why NACA, we built a subscriber-centric platform. Everything, all the services are around the subscriber. Mobile services, of course. Voice, SMS, data, that is part of this. International payment, that is the attractive part. We already said that in the previous slide about these 14 billion US dollars that's sent back to Bangladesh. Hey, right now, companies like Western Union are getting money off of that. Top up, of course, if you are integrating the financial and the bank services with the mobile service together, of course you can top up not only your accounts, your family accounts that are in other countries. And how you materialize this virtual money with debit cards or transfer to other banks. And of course, this has some challenges. In order to achieve that, we have to follow bank security policies. In fact, NACA is FSA regulated. That means they see every penny that we are doing. Because also we are mobile, we have to be carrier grade, which is also good. We follow the GSM rules because of the mobile operators, and because we have these local identities, regional identities, of course we have to follow the local regulations in terms of finance and mobiles. So, I will let my colleague do a small example of our platform, Noibox, which is, you can do everything from the mobile. Let me set it up.
Okay, so this is an app will coming to the market next month. You see in the top left there's an e-wallet. You have the SIM account, debit cards. There is also store in it, loyalty. I will just concentrate on the e-wallet, and the SIM account is we have one policy that means everything is real time. That's one thing, and the other thing is we show everything to our customer. That means every CDR he can check and double check and prove. And let me go in here. He can do some top ups. You have a better number?
Yes, I have a lot of numbers.
Take your.
Which one?
Take your.
Mine's this one. But all of them, all are mine.
So these are all his SIM cards that he has with the numbers. Here we see he has a UK number, down there a Polish, a Spanish, a US number. He can add additional numbers, remove numbers. He can have different roaming and add roaming. I see he has no Asia roaming in here. I have it because I stay more time in Asia than here. But let me go back to the e-wallet, because this is what is interesting. Everyone today is bringing to the market an e-wallet. Every operator tries it. In Switzerland, there are 5 or 10 e-wallets coming to the market, and everyone is local, means one country. We have a multi-IMSI, multi-nationality SIM card. We are doing the same with the e-wallet. Our goal is to have it, that we can use it all over the world. We have contracts in whole Latin America, means we can use our e-wallet next year in whole Latin America. If I go to Asia, sample, he will like it. We can, in every 7-Eleven in Hong Kong, we can top up our e-wallet and send out of our app. I can send to the Philippines, to Indonesia. I can send money down there to my family, and they can go to hundreds of counters and get out the cash. That means something similar like Western Union is doing, but we are charging between $4 and $5 per transaction. Western Union, I made a test in Hong Kong, in Wan Chai. I went to the Western Union shop, $100 sending to Thailand. 3 days later, I was flying to Thailand. I got the money. So with $100, I got at the end $60 US in my pocket. What happened to this $40? I can survive this, but if I think that these millions of Bangladeshi working in UAE, they have 3-4 possibilities to bring the money back. One is Western Union, very expensive. The same is with MoneyGram. The other thing is, there is a friend going next month back to their village. They give them the cash. If he is lucky, the money is arriving there. And they have so-called grey offices in UAE, where they bring the money and they should get it somehow. So this is one thing we concentrate on these markets. The same will be in Latin America, between the countries and in the country. But it's not everything. What we also want to use for the e-wallet is from person to person. Let's say we go out for dinner. I say, okay, I paid. No, I give you half. So I can go in here and just a sample. I generate a QR code, give him, it's a cheap dinner, for 55 euros. No, I go to another currency. Go to Malaysian ringgit. I'm cheap. Okay. It's too small. So now, it's generated a QR code he can scan with the app. If you scan it with your iPhone or whatever, try it. What happens?
Get money.
No, see what happens.
No, yes, you will know that. But first you need to put in one thing first. Maybe don't work out.
No, you don't get the money. You will end up on our homepage, on one of our homepages. The reason is everything is encrypted. That was one huge effort we did. So secure, especially because we are also working in China, Bangladesh, India, and their first goal is to hack the system. So the QR code is...
You send the money between PayPal or Visa?
Yes, yeah. We can talk later. So we are working with different countries, and their goal is to hack the system. So no code, no nothing is generated on the phone. So it's all on the server, and it's only coming over a picture, and all the keys are generated on a server local in our data center in Switzerland. So if you look here, you can send money to a bank, you can put it on your SIM card, you can bring it to your debit card, you can also do NFC. Yeah, you don't have any bank stored, it's your problem. So this is something we are bringing to the market, and most important is international. Our goal is to have it really international and work together with other e-wallets. So we are an open platform to other e-wallets. Integrate them. In Switzerland, every 6 months is coming a new try and error from the operators to bring an e-wallet to the market. And at the end, Switzerland is so small, I cannot send money to Germany. It's only Switzerland. So this is something we are changing. And we are open to banks, to everything. Okay?
Thanks a lot, Achilles. So, 1 minute. So, basically, most of this interoperability between the finance sector and the mobile sector, we needed an open architecture in order to fill the gaps. Because the mobile is regulated or standard with the different standards, and the banks is the same. So thanks to, for example, for the Telestax gateways, we built some of the credit transactions control between both worlds together. And of course, banking requirements are using still SMS or these old legacy services, but of course we need to implement for them. And the proximity service, the ones that we built from top ground, we start to use Movisend JSS7, of course, at the beginning during their implementation phase. We follow the Java SLE specifications. So thank you very much. That's all. Thanks for listening.
Any questions from how do you actually get the money on and off the account? So do you have local partnerships with operators in each of the countries, or?
Yes, and banks.
And banks as well, okay. Yeah, short question from Greg.
I'm from Poland, and I've seen some that you are present at Polish market, and the question is, what exactly does it?
In Poland, we are working with Play. We are an MVNO behind Play, which we're using IMSIS that some of our customers, so some MVNOs, one is Limitless, they are building the MVNO in Poland. So we are building it for this Polish, first the MVNO, and then we deploy the banking services for them. So they are deploying it. Now we are on soft launch with them.
Okay, so it means that it is future, not...
No, it is, now we are on soft launch. I mean, of course, as I said, we are a B2B company. We are not a brand. So there's a brand behind. But they're up to them to decide when to put it on the market.
Okay.
Maybe just one question. The mobile money platform,
Yes.
Are you working with bank or you're working with operators, the brand?
Yes. There's two words, basically. At the end, you have to deal with the operators, but we are already building our MVNOs and multi-identity platform, so we are building that already. And for the other part, we are doing that because we are working with banks together. For example, in case of Bangladesh, we're working from Bangladesh in order to make reality this electronic money to something that the family can get a debit card and takes to the bank ATM and takes the money out.
The reason I ask this question is because we have been working with one of the big mobile operators in Senegal, sorry, the mobile money guys in Senegal.
Okay.
And one of the challenges they face is they work with banks directly, and of course the operator doesn't like it because the operators have their own solutions as well. So there is challenge, there's a conflict of interest, but SMS and all the transaction goes to the operator. So they purposely filter out the messages and try to block the transactions. So I'm just trying to understand if you guys ever have faced.
Well, we don't face that problem because at the end we build over-the-top applications. Right. So and also we are not only on the finance part. We are not the brand. So the customer itself, our customer, which could be an MVNO in Nigeria, for example, he can do the transactions because at the end we are not fighting neither against the operator itself because we're bringing them traffic with over-the-top applications. On the other sense, we also bring in money to the finance sector from abroad or from maybe inside, which is that's the win-win part here.